chance to break the record we talked about of 7 titles in a season. Patty Costello actually tie that record from 1976 and break 6 titles in a season, the PWBA record held by Lisa Wagner in 1988.
And who more fitting for Carolyn to have to be to do it, but then her rival, Michelle Feldman.
Definitely arch rival, and it's interesting career-wise. You know, Michelle Feldman is 1-4 against Carolyn. Carolyn's had the better end, except for Michelle's one victory was that big 300 game on television.
Absolutely. Michelle's averaging 225 against Carolyn, though.
With shots just like that. Now both the ladies starting with a strike, and once again a $50,000 bonus on the line by Travelodge Hotels if anyone shoots 300 on television. 224 average this week. She really took command of this condition.
Going Brooklyn, tripping the 6-pin.
Oh, that kind of early break. I thought you meant early break of the ball. No.
That too. As you said, Jan, great, awesome roll off her hand, but she didn't get it to the right. She got too much early break, as you said. Never even getting right of the head pin, going left but catching the break there, tripping the 6-pin, and that break will probably come in handy later on in the game.
I would imagine. Look at that serious look on Carolyn's face. She looks so intense tonight.
Come on. Now, Carolyn switched balls the last game in the 7th frame. She went to a more earlier rolling ball. Was a little more in the mid lane also, but doesn't recover so much on the back. Just kind of arcs into the pocket, maybe even lays off a little bit to try to change that carry, and it worked because she doubled and got 9 to win the game. These are the changes we're talking about in your game. Your mental change, your physical change, your knowing your equipment.
Well, Carolyn's been bridesmaid the last 4 years as runner-up to Player of the Year, Bowler of the Year. Here's our race this year. Carolyn on top with those 6 titles, 18 TV shows, PWBA earnings. She's in first position also. Cara Honeychurch and Liz Johnson both with 4 titles.
Cara with 13 shows, Liz with 9. That's unbelievable. That's great bowling, flat out.
They should be the trio of the year. Do you have that?
And they should be on every cover of Sports Illustrated, in my opinion.
You're right.
People don't understand that in bowling. That's very difficult to do because of the level of competition and talent that is out here. So I wish the whole world could respect it and enjoy it as much as we have.
225 average on the TV pair for this lady, and as we mentioned earlier, Carolyn Dorin Ballard's average was 242 on this pair prior to coming into tonight.
She really makes those pins fly around.
She does.
Forget about me asking which pin it would be if it knocked it down, because that's impossible. But Michelle's just got an awesome release. I mean, look how many times that ball, you know, rotates. And yet that was maybe a half 10. That wasn't really a solid 10, if you can believe that. And she picks up the spare. Now Michelle flattens her ball out. She doesn't switch to a plastic ball, but because she throws it so hard, it'd be very rare that her ball would do anything but go 60 feet at the single pin.
But spares are one of the things she had problem with this week, and it's because she said she got too quick.
Well, when you throw that many strikes, and she was averaging at least 6 strikes a game, people, that's a lot. That by the time she left a spare, she just got quick and would miss it. But when you throw 6 strikes a game at least, you can compensate for the miss.
Well, I think when you were talking about the 6 strikes last night, Michelle leaned over and said it was really 7 or 8 at least a game.
It was. The majority of her games it was, but I thought I'd be a little mediocre and say
a little realistic.
Averaging at least 6 strikes a game, which, if you think about it, that's half the game. If you put them together, it's a big game.
Yeah, it just depends on where they're positioned throughout the game.
Carolyn, on the other hand, said, I'm not a strike player. I'd rather them be a little tough. I like to grind it out. But she finds a way to knock them down.
She does, and has all year long, just like that. But I guess the reason she's feeling she's not a strike player, she doesn't create the area that some of the strike players like a Michelle Feldman would. And so for her to strike, her pocket and margin for error is a lot smaller oftentimes than a Michelle Feldman or a Leanne Baird or somebody who can create more area. So she doesn't see herself as a strike player. She sees herself as it's more important that she shoots all of her spares.
Which overcompensates how accurate and how aggressive and how talented her year has been for her. You don't do what bowlers like her have done without having all the components working together.
Exactly. And like, as you mentioned, Michelle Feldman, she can get here and lead the tournament with missing some spares. Carolyn Dorin Ballard probably could not. She couldn't miss very many and still be leading in many cases.
Yes. For all you big strikers out there, that's not a way of saying you can miss some spares if you pick
No,
them
it's
up.
not. Oh, yeah, I didn't intend to imply that.
Make those spares and you'll lead by that much more.
Well, we'll take a quick break with Carolyn Dorin Ballard in the lead here by just 1 pin. We'll be back with the conclusion of this match. Don't go away. These ladies, Carolyn Dorin Ballard still in the lead by 1 pin. Where you missed that carry, important. Carolyn, the second frame, she could go off the sheet for 280. Michelle Feldman, because of pin count in the third frame, didn't carry 279, her best number. Oh, come on.
Oh, my God, 2 chances and it's still standing. Great shot from Michelle. So much power, so much rotation. Barely hits the head pin, blows them around. That's all her power. And look at her reaction. She just can't believe it. Very disappointed in that.
Covers that up, but remember, that is the lane she got a break on early in this match to carry a double. Sometimes they take it right back from you when you get those kind of breaks. Carolyn Dorin Ballard now in the lead by 22 pins. That's if she would continue to strike for a max score of 280. Now she looks pretty focused tonight. She had told us her weakness was her focus this week. She's been getting more tired as this season progressed. Understandably so.
Yes, and she also said, I'm just going to try to stay down and keep my eye on my mark. She obviously is. She's not making too many errors.
Some of the other finishers in this event that made the cut in 17th position. Rachel Perez. She made the cut in the last 7 of 8 events that she's bowled. Kim Adler has just one more chance to extend her winning streak to 9 seasons.
21st, we have our U.S. Open winner from last year, Tennille Grijalva, and Brenda Norman, another success story from the collegiate bowling program.
And another one at the bottom, Kathy Doran Lizzie.
Oh, yeah. They didn't forget about me.
Nope. Here's a look at the scoreboard. Carolyn Dorin Ballard still in the lead by 22 pins.
Those light hits are carrying to them. Sometimes you want to come up a little light. You get better pin action that way. Your angle into the pocket just to come up a little light really blows them around. Whereas sometimes when you come in more solid, you have the chance of leaving a corner pin. Light is obviously a great way to play him today.
Michelle Feldman looking over. Now remember, she led our last major championship, the Hammer Players Championship, and lost that one, finishing second. And she told us about who she's been looking to for a little bit of guidance.
Well, last year, without knowing, I made the first 5 shows, and I did not know. I realized my mom told me that she put a Bible in my suitcase, which I think helped me out a lot because sometimes I pray a lot. And this year she told me, maybe you should try to pray a little, maybe it'll help you through some of the bad times this year. So that's what I've been doing the last few weeks.
As you mentioned earlier, Kathy, obviously it's helped her. She said it's helped her with a calming influence, a different way of looking at things than she was before.
Definitely. She looks more relaxed, personally, professionally, and I think, just look at this young lady. I mean, she's obviously growing up a lot out here. 8-9 years on tour. She's only 25 years old. She's experienced some of the greatest highs and lows of a professional athlete.
Well, she can strike out right now for a high score of 258. Now that's Carolyn Dorin Ballard could go 9 strikes spare for 259.
We knew this was going to be a nail-biter.
It is.
Once Carolyn advanced and Michelle was leader, we knew what we were going to look at.
Actually, 9 spare strike. I think I might have reversed that order, but 9 spare strike is what she'll need if Michelle strikes here, and she does for a 258. What a championship match.
Well, Michelle started off today just the way she ended last night. Striking at least, what did I say, 6 times a game? This was 10.
10 times. Well, Carolyn Dorin Ballard will need at least 8 on this to not be out of this match. 8 spare strike could be a tie. 9 spare strike to win.
By 1 pin.
Oh my God. Yes! Yes! What a shot. A strike is the best kind of mark you can get.
She really wanted that, and she lets us know.
Well, she'll need 5 pins here to have to, not throw another ball. That shot huge. That's another major, her second this year. If she wins this with 5 pins here, that could literally, in my opinion, wrap up that Bowler of the Year race.
Well, you're looking at just a fabulous, a lady who's just had one fabulous 12 months.
An unbelievable 12 months. And don't forget, now she is the second repeat champion at the Brunswick Women's World Open. And Kathy Dorin, Lizzie, sister here, shedding a few tears for her sister, and Michelle Feldman probably shedding a few tears of her own, finishing second in 2 straight majors. But as she said last night, it's an accomplishment itself just to be there in the majors.
Absolutely. You will see Michelle Feldman a lot.
Clearly speechless, cannot believe what she has just done. Carolyn Dorin Ballard takes her 7th title of 2001. Stay with us.